it is a great card, and you're obviously prioritising this because you wouldn't have flown back from LA so quickly if you didn't think it was important for you to be here. Tell us, why should the fan be excited?
I think that you're seeing a transition. You saw another fighter this week, George Groves, retire from the sport. You've seen David Hay retire. You've seen Tony Bellew retire. So now you've got the new young guns coming through. Ted Cheeseman's only 23 years old. He's only had, 15 fights, and now he's fighting for the European title against a guy top 5 in the world. So you're seeing these fighters take big jumps forward. Of course, there's a big fight out there for him as well between the winner of Fowler Fitzgerald. Lawrence Okolie, number 10 in the world rankings as well. He's off to a flyer. Ball against Richards is a great fight that everyone's excited about. And Felix Cash stepping up for the Commonwealth title as well. So this is going to give us a good indication in terms of who the starlets are to look forward to headlining further shows in 2019.
Who's your pick? If you could pick one of them to be your next, big pay-per-view star, who would you pick?
I think, to be a pay-per-view star, it's not just about the performance, it's about everything, it's about the entire package. But it's also about entertaining the fans and being exciting fights. Ted Cheeseman does that time and time again. He's going to step up after this, hopefully, to fight the winner of Fowler Fitzgerald. I think Lawrence Okolie is a guy that's going to cause cruiserweights a nightmare in the division. People looking to jump on the bandwagon and criticise his performance against Askin, but it was a big step up for him, and he won the fight and he moves on. And again, some big important fights. Also, beneath those main televised fights as well, the Facebook fights. Scott Fitzgerald's running out as well. Fabio Wardley, look out for him. Really exciting heavyweight coming through as well. John Doherty, part of the GB setups in his third fight on Saturday. So it's packed full of young stars, and it's going to be very exciting.
You've been in America, you spoke to Triple G supposedly. What can you tell us about? I know you signed a couple of guys as well who we're really excited to have on Sky Sports. What can you tell us about the situation over there?
We're talking to everybody, there's obviously a lot of rumours going around about Triple G and stuff like that, and we'll see what happens there. We signed Rung Visai yesterday, who's obviously a Ring Magazine champion. He's the WBC Super Flyweight champion. That's a great fight for Cao Yafai in 2019. He's going to fight Estrada first in April, and then I'm be looking to put him in a unification with Yafai straight after. So that was a big signing for us, and another Ring Magazine champion that we've welcomed to the team, and loads of other fighters. Should have another heavyweight announced in the stable today, and just plenty more coming as well.
Just quickly, I should go back a bit. Fowler versus Cheeseman.
Yeah.
If they both come through these fights, how realistic is it that that's going to happen?
I think it should be next. It's very risky, but they're all risky fights. Fowler really believes that he can beat Cheeseman, and Cheeseman really believes he can beat Fowler. So if it's big enough, if the money's there to risk their careers at that level so early, let them do it. And but I was thinking on the plane today, like everybody's talking about that fight. Fowler's got to fight Fitzgerald, by the way, who believes he's going to win the fight. And Cheeseman, in my opinion, has a 50-50 fight on Saturday in Garcia. People are just assuming that a European champion who's top 5 of the WBC, Cheeseman breezes through. So it's nice that people are believing in him like that, but he's got to be careful at such a young age as well to be headlining the O2, not to go in there and just get outsmarted. But he fights at such a ferocious pace. I think it's going to be very entertaining.
Sort of Ritson as well when he stepped up there.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking that in a press conference today. Blitzing people at British level, and then you step up to European level, and he fell short. And that could happen to Cheeseman on Saturday. My concern more is the experience and the occasion. Boxing's one of those sports where you've got to fire at the right moment. 12-week camps is great, and he's so well prepared. But if you don't do it for those 36 minutes, it's all irrelevant, and that's the pressure on Ted Cheeseman on Saturday.
Just a couple of other people get update on. Kell Brook, is he going to be fighting Jesse Vargas?
It's a fight we're certainly interested in. Whether Kell can be ready for April, we're looking at that at the moment. But Kell Brook's looking for a big fight. Callum Smith, we're in conversations with to sort of plan his next move as well, looking for a defence in May time. And loads of other guys as well. So I think Kell you'll see out in April or May.
And Callum Smith, have you got an opponent in mind?
No, not yet. I was with David Benavidez yesterday, just having a joke with him. I'd love to see that fight between those two. Caleb Plant's a good fight for unification. I'd like him to come back and have a solid defence in May, and then look for a mega fight in September, October.
Your Instagram was very entertaining yesterday.
Yeah. I want to see Ray Beltran against Ricky Burns as well. He deserved to win that fight first time round. I think it's a great fight second time round, so we'll see what happens.
It's deadline day today, and fast approaching must be AJ deadline day. What's the update?
Still going. I mean, I think if the Dillian Whyte fight happens, it's likely that'll be pushed to May or June now. I think Dillian feels April 13 is too early for a fight with that kind of build-up. Jarrell Miller is still live for early June at MSG. No real update, but like your deadline day, ours is approaching, and I think over the weekend we'll make our final decision and get an announcement out next week.
Is Miller the front runner
now? Anybody, Tyson Fury could phone me this afternoon and become the front runner. So things can change all the time, but certainly Miller has shown a willingness to take this fight. There's a lot of noise about Anthony Joshua's US debut. I quite like the idea, but still anything can happen. But we are close to pulling the trigger for sure.
If he does go to the States, has he got sort of a plan there? He'll finish his camp there, for example?
Yes, definitely. We've talked about that, and if he fought in the States, he would go out and probably do at least 5-6 weeks finishing his camp up in the States. They'd love him out there. It would be massive for him, his brand and his career. Obviously, as a Brit, we'd rather see him fight over here, but I think when you talk about being a global star, I think it would be a massive statement.
With all this up in the air, what's his mindset? Have you spoken to him recently?
He's probably the best professional I know. He's been in camp now for a couple of weeks, just getting himself ready for the hard work. He's ready to go April 13. That's what he's been training for. That's in his mind. If it happens to be 6 weeks later, so be it. He's a professional. He'll readjust, and he'll get himself in the best condition he can to defend his 4 heavyweight world championship belts.
With Dillian, if he doesn't fight Joshua, have you got an opponent in mind?
Yeah, we met on Monday. We talk about the likes of Brazil, Povetkin, Ortiz. They're all high-risk fights, but I think he believes in himself. He's backing himself to keep winning those fights and keep raising his value. So that'll be in sort of end of April as well. And again, that's something we've got to deal with this weekend.
Just a quick, let's look to the future. This time next year, is Anthony Joshua still... Has he still got 4 belts, and does he have 5?
I think he'll have 5, but these people have got to want to fight him. I mean, part of me wants Fury to win because I don't think Wilder and his team want to fight AJ. I think Fury will fight AJ, so hopefully he beats Wilder, and then we can get that on the back end of 2019.
Perfect. Cheers, mate.